All right, so out of those four quarterbacks, Cousins, Russ, Geno, and Carr, how are they going to be valued in, let's just say, in startups in January? What order do they go?
I think it's really Cousins. Geno's going to be really close to Russ, and then Carr will be. I think Carr's just kind of in that point in his career to where he'll never be valued really high unless that offense comes out and surprises everybody. But you can look at a guy like Goff. Goff's value hasn't really gone up, and they had a spectacular offense last year.
Right.
So you'd have to buy into the Saints doing the same thing, and I just don't think we see any value change for Carr.
For me, I actually think with the way things play out, I think Geno's going to be valued potentially the highest out of all of them.
Could be.
And then I'm saying Russ, and then I'm saying Cousins, and then I'm saying Carr. And the only reason, and I know Cousins' production on a yearly basis, I love Cousins.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to get into it here shortly. I think there's going to be question marks. And at the beginning of the offseason, where is Cousins going to be playing in 2024 and beyond? That's going to kind of mess up his ADP from an early offseason value perspective, I think.
Yeah, it easily could. I mean, he's not. Don't want to say he's not going to play for the Vikings because I honestly don't know what they're going to do. Because I think they're going to be a good enough team. Too, they're not going to have that draft capital. So they're going to have to bring in a vet. And why would you bring in a vet that's different than Kirk Cousins when he's probably the best vet that's going to be on the market next year? So it's that weird thing. But you're right. We're fickle when it comes to dynasty values. I mean, if we don't know where he's at in February, he probably drops 4 or 5 spots as a quarterback just because that's what happens now.
Well, think about just with Aaron Rodgers.
That's a good point.
The way his value has shifted. Derek Carr as well. Well, he's not going to be starting for the Raiders, and then it dropped a little bit. Once we have clarity in any situations, even if it might not be a better situation, then we get a nice little bump. Jay Hall, are you waiting to move Carr if you have him on a team that's out of playoffs? If so, what do you think you could get?
Exactly. So we brought this up just a little while ago. There's no reason to move him now unless someone's going to give you a 24 first, right? I'm not moving him for a second. There hasn't been any real big injuries yet, unless you could get like maybe a Jameson in return, something like that. But for me, I'm waiting for a team who's going to lose a quarterback. There's going to be some bye week things. They're competing. They really need Derek Carr to compete, as funny as that sounds. But I would look for whatever injured player they have on their team and then a draft pick on top of it. And if not, I'm asking for the 24 first. And I'm being very stingy about that because I absolutely love trading for injured players in the offseason because you could almost during the season, you could always move them for more as soon as that offseason hits.